welcome back to my channel. If you have been my existing family member, welcome. I keep loving you. And if you're watching this beautiful face for the very first time today, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button, because I give dating and relationship tips and advice here. Tips to help you get your man and enjoy your relationship, enjoy your dating, and enjoy even your marriage. So on today's video, I want to give you some tips on why or what the man is thinking when he ignores you. As the topic says, what he is thinking when he ignores you. When your man ignores you, especially when he leaves, or you see he just goes calm, he goes quietly on you. You text him, there are no response. You try to get him online, he's not responding. You try to send emails, he's not responding. There is sure something your man is thinking. There is always something in his mind. So some tips or some love advice to help you know that these are the things the man may probably be thinking, or these are exactly what he has made up his mind to do, and that is why he has decided to ignore you for that time, or he has decided to leave. He sometimes will want to train you. The man wants to train you. Sometimes when he goes quiet or he ignores you, he just wants to train you. He wants to make you strong and know that it is not every time you look for him you are going to see him. Especially when there is nothing like engagement in that relationship. He has not engaged you. There is really nothing serious in that relationship. So you see that when he ignores you, he is trying to train you to be strong, to make you strong and know that, see, you don't own me. You can't decide where I should be part-time. So most times they ignore you when they decide they want to be the man. They want to decide what they want to do in the relationship. You see, they ignore you. Secondly, the second point here is that he's trying to whisper to you that you don't own him. So you don't decide where he is part-time. You don't decide where he should be. He's whispering something to you. He's telling you, yes, I might not want to tell you directly, but see, you don't own me. You don't decide where I should go. You don't decide where I should sit. So he might be training you, or he might be whispering to you and telling you, see, you don't own me. The third one here is that he wants you to allow him to be the man he wants to be. See, the men sometimes they don't like control. No man wants to be controlled, especially in a relationship, and especially in a relationship where the man wants something serious. He wouldn't want to be under any control. He would not want to be under any control, because if he starts allowing you, especially as a woman, to be in control, to be the type that decides where he should be, you'll be in charge of everything. See, whatever he starts today, the wise man knows that whatever he starts with you, he is going to continue. So a wise man will not want you to be in control. Not that your ideas will not be welcome in that relationship. A wise man will not want you to be in control of that relationship. He wants everything about the relationship to be mutual. So he sometimes will allow you or he will make you to allow him be the man he wants to be. The fourth one, he doesn't want you to be in control of his life. The points are actually in line with each other. No man will want to be under the control of a woman, especially in a relationship. You are building a relationship, a long-lasting relationship. You are building a relationship that will lead to marriage, that will lead to something serious. So he will not want you to put him under any control. The next one is that he's ignoring your bad attitude. This man might be ignoring those things you always want to be in charge. Probably you're coming from a better family, you're coming from a big background. You know, sometimes we ladies we want to show where we are coming from. We want to tell the men where we are coming from. You can't control me, I am in charge here. Yes, some ladies, they do it. I'm not saying all of us ladies will do it. So he most times will want to ignore your bad character, and he might not want quarrel, he might not want to give a fight. And maybe he has observed anytime he calls your attention to those things he does not like in that relationship, he notices you flare up, maybe you come with a fight. So sometimes the men want to ignore your bad attitude, and that is why you see they go calm, they just go quiet, they just ignore you. The next one is he's trying to tell you are caging me too much. As a lady, see, I tell people don't cage your man, especially when you are in a fresh relationship. he is all over you. Allow him to be all over you. Allow him to still keep his friends. Allow him to still mix with his friends. Allow him to still have conversations with his friend. Allow him to pick his call. Free him to pick his call. Free him to do what he wants to do. Yes, you are not putting him under control. You are allowing him to do what he's doing, or maybe he's trying to shade off some relationships because he must have left some group of people, or he must have left someone to come to you for a relationship. So he might sometimes you see him in conversation with people. That does not mean he's still going back to his past relationship, or he's trying to bring in something that might not make the relationship work. He might be trying to shade off these people off the relationship so that he can make a good and a soft landing ground for you. The next one is telling you that, see, you don't always tell me where I should be. These things are in line with each other, and most times when I do my videos, I tell you, see, don't feel these things are cheap. There are things you know, but if you're not putting them into practice, you're not using them, you're not keeping them in line with each other, you're not treating them the way they should be, see, they will harm, or they will have something to do with your relationship. It might not work because if you're not putting them in line the way you're supposed to do them, see, it won't work for you because you're not counting these things. You're not counting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the way a relationship is supposed to be built. If you're not doing it that way, see, this man will ignore you, or he will leave you because you're not doing it the way it's supposed to be. You're jumping 1 and going to 4. So if you're not doing it the way it's supposed to be, some guys, they feel they are not the first person in your life. They don't want to be the one to begin to tell you, do this, especially when your character has shown that you are not somebody that is teachable. You don't have that character. You don't have that patience to learn. You don't want to give the other person the room to even chip in some advice, some tips, some things that will be able to help the relationship to the next level. If your man notices these things, he will quietly ignore you. The next one is that he wants to know you better. Sometimes when our men want to know us better, he wants to know if you truly love him. Not only when you see him, you say, I love you, or not only on text message. He ignores you. He is somewhere. He wants to see the amount of love you show him. He wants to see the amount of love you show his friends. He wants to see the amount of love you show his family. He wants to see the amount of care, how much care you have for him. How much interested in his things? How much interested are you in what pertains to him? So sometimes he just purposely wants to stay away and see your reaction and see how you act and see the much you look for him. So sometimes they go quietly or they ignore you, not because they want to leave the relationship, not because they no longer want the relationship to work, but they just purposely, they deliberately do that to see your action, to see how better you love them. The next point here is that he's trying to play a game. When the guys wants to play a game, sometimes they want to, you see them, they ignore you so they can have much time to themselves. They can go around. See, I once spoke with a friend, or a friend once spoke to me from one of the neighboring states, and she said, do you know that my guy is actually in a particular place? Okay, within the estate where the guy stays, he decided to stay with a friend, and then he dropped his car keys with her and telling her that he is not in town. And then after he left, 2 days later, he could no longer reach him on phone. He sent text messages, but this guy reads the text messages. They were actually on WhatsApp. He reads them, but he does not respond. He reads, he does not respond. So one of the Sundays, she decided to drive down to the guy's house, and because the guy was meant to come back on the next week on a Tuesday, and she was supposed to go home and clean up the place. So on her way after service, going to this guy's place, she just saw her man and his friends. They were coming out of the friends, that's her guy's friend's house. They were driving out of the house and going out. So she decided to trail them quietly, and they drove to an eatery. They finished from that eatery. They drove back to the house. She parked somewhere. She was in that place till around 9 p.m. that same evening. And what does that mean? And when she spoke with me, I told her, yes, this guy is trying to play a game, because he's trying to maybe keep someone or welcome a lady, or trying to maybe shade off an existing relationship. Maybe a lady has been on his neck. Okay, I still want this thing to work. Just like guys, they have a way of coming back for a relationship. Ladies too, sometimes they go and they still want to come back, because if they give a try, they have not seen the kind of much love and treatment they were having from this partner. If they are not getting it from the other partner, they tend to want to come back too. So it's it's vice versa. It happens to the men, it happens to the ladies. So in order not to put her up, to put her mind up, I told her maybe this guy is trying to shade off some people. He's trying to like put some people in their level and then tell them I am in a new relationship now, so this thing can no longer continue. So just put it that way, not because the guy wants to ignore you or he wants to house some other ladies, and that is why he decided to go stay in his friend's place and ignore you. So those were my advice to her. It could be that, yes, exactly what I have explained was what the guy was trying to do. You never can tell. And fine, what I did not do, and I was happy, was because I did not put her mind up and telling her that this guy is out for another lady. Please make trouble or do this or do that. No, that was not what I did. The next one, he is trying to build you up. If the guy is trying to make you strong, sometime he will do same because he wants to make you strong. He really wants to make you strong. He has seen that any little thing, you get crying, you get on your knees, you start begging, you start running around, you start asking questions, what have I done? Sometimes the guys too, they want to be on their own. They want to think about their life. They want to think about their businesses. They want to think about something. It's not because they want to ignore you. It's not like they really want to leave you. But sometimes they want to think, they want to put themselves together, and you see them, they want to stay alone, not avoiding you. So don't always conclude this guy is leaving me. Don't conclude this guy no longer wants the relationship. Sometimes when they are like that and you check yourself, everything has been fine. All you need as an elegant lady, just go to God in your place of prayers. Ask God. There's nothing God cannot do. If you start a relationship, like I used to say, the first thing you start with is prayers. Because if you're meeting the guy that is not meant for you, see, it's better you pray that you have a broken relationship than having a broken marriage. If you have a relationship that did not work, it's good you appreciate God. Yes, sometimes, most time it's painful because it's something, someone, this is a guy or a lady you have seen out there, you appreciate him, and all of a sudden you're building something to an extent where it's looking like it is getting stable and the whole thing is crashing. So sometimes, most times it is painful because I had gone through it before and I know how painful that can be. So sometimes most times I advise people, don't just conclude. Pray that, yes, it might be something God is trying to tell you. God might be exposing some things you're supposed to know in the nearest future. God might be trying to tell you this thing and making you or helping you to avoid those things that will make you cry. So those might be the things God is doing. So always remember to go to God in your place of prayers. Always remember to consult God. Always pray before you walk into a relationship. And when the relationship is working, always remember to praise God for your relationship and for his mercy and grace. And always, when the relationship too is not working, always remember to thank God and go back on your knees and appreciate God. Seek for his face. He will give you direction on what to do. And if you're watching me for the very first time, like I said, my name is N. Moses. Don't forget the points today. Number one is that when the guy is ignoring you or when he decides to ignore you, point number one is that he is trying to train you to make you strong. Number two, he is whispering to you that you don't own him. You have to take it easy on him. Number three, he wants you to allow him be the man he wants to be. Number four, he does not want a control on his life. He does not want you to control his life. Number five, he is not ignoring you. He is just trying to tell you who he is. Number six, he's trying to tell you that you can't cage him. As a man, you cannot cage him. Number seven is that he is telling you that he is always a man and you should allow him be the man he wants to be. He looked for you in the first place, so anytime he wants you, he will come back to you. That depends on you. If you still want to be giving room, him going back and coming back to you, going forth and coming, that depends on you. You have to take a decision. You have to keep yourself. You have to be the elegant lady. You have to be smart enough to know that this guy is coming for a play. So you decide yourself. You decide what exactly you want in that relationship so that he doesn't keep going back and forth and then keeping playing around you and wasting your time as a woman. The next one is he's telling you that he is a better person without you. He wants to be a better person, or he is a better person without you. The next one is he's trying to play a game. He might be trying to play a game like I have explained. The next one is that he is trying to build you to be strong. so that at any time you don't see him, maybe he's gone out for a job or he's gone out for something, you don't keep troubling yourself and running around his friends and all that and asking for what is not. And don't forget the subscribe button if you're watching me for the very first time. My name is Ed Moses, and you have heard, you have known what it takes or what it is when the man ignores you, what he is thinking when he ignores you, or what exactly he is doing. That is what this video is all about. And please don't forget the subscribe button. Your comments are always welcome because they will help me to do something else for someone. Because most times when I make videos here, there are questions that I have. Maybe this very question I have asked, I have answered this question like 2-3 times, and I decided to make it on a video so that more people can watch this video, and then it will be able to, and I hope it will be able to answer their questions, because the questions have been coming. He ignores me. Why does he ignore me? Why does he choose to ignore me? So if this content is useful for you, please don't forget and don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button. Like I said, your likes and comments are always welcome because they will help me to do something nice in our next video. And please don't forget to see me in my next video, like I said. And until I come your way again, just know that from here is love. And I remain your Ed Moses. God bless you and remain blessed. Bye from here.